You know what nobody ever tells you about pain? It has a smell, a specific one, like something burning that isn't quite fire. You only recognize it the second time around, because the first time, you're too busy trying to make it stop. I've sat with a lot of people in this room, broken ones, mostly. Occasionally someone who thought they were broken but was actually just inconvenienced. You can tell the difference pretty fast. Inconvenienced people talk a lot. They want resolution. They want someone to tell them it wasn't their fault. They want to be held while they cry about it. The genuinely broken ones, they just go quiet. They sit down like you're sitting right now, like they're not entirely sure their body still belongs to them. I've been watching you since you walked in. The way you move. Careful, not anxious. Careful, like someone who learned the hard way that rooms have teeth. Something happened to you in public, in front of people. And I don't mean a bad day. I mean the kind of thing that rewires the whole electrical system. The kind of thing where afterward, you had to relearn how to hold your face in front of other people. I'm curious about that moment. Not the before, not the after. Just that exact moment, when the floor dropped. You don't have to say anything yet. Most people need a minute when they first sit down in here.
I'm fine.
Sure you are.
I mean, I'm not here to fall apart. I just don't do that.
Fall apart.
I came to talk. That's kind of it.
Talk.
Yeah. They recorded it.
I know.
Did you watch it?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does. It matters. Whether it matters who's seen it, it matters who is sitting across from right now.
Fair. No, I didn't watch it. I don't need to. I've seen enough versions of that particular scene to know how it goes.
What does that really mean?
It means the recording is never the worst part.
No.
What was?
The comments, not even the cruel ones, the ones that really added music. Someone slowed it down and put music under it. Like it was a film. Like my face at that moment was cinema for them.
And what did your face look like at that moment?
I don't.
You've watched it. Just one.
Twice.
What did you see?
A person realizing in real time that the room didn't have a single person in it who's going to help him. Not one, just really watching like it was sport.
Including people you thought were on your side.
Especially that. Me like that.
How would you like me to react?
I don't know. Something more, really.
Right. Sorry. Tell me about the silence after.
What is silent?
The one that came after it was over. After the crowd moved on to the next thing. After everyone went home and you were left sitting somewhere by yourself.
It was really loud.
Silence usually is.
I kept replaying every second, every smirk, there was this one person, someone I'd known for 3 years. She looked at me right as it was happening, and she just really just looked away, didn't say anything, didn't do anything, just turned her head.
And that was worse than the people laughing.
Way worse. The people laughing, they were like, I don't know. They were being honest, like in a disgusting way. But her, that was a choice, a deliberate nothing.
She chose safety.
Yeah.
Most people do.
I know that.
Did you know it before?
I thought, I thought being good to people meant something. I thought if you were patient and generous and you showed up for people, whatever. Anyway, I thought that created a kind of, I don't know, protection.
An implied contract.
Something like that. Stupid.
It's not stupid. It's just wrong.
Thanks for the whole distinction.
Kindness isn't currency. Never was. People will accept your kindness, spend it, and feel nothing when the balance runs out. That's not cruelty. That's just how most people are wired. They're afraid. Afraid of cost. Afraid of choosing wrong. Afraid of ending up in the video.
So everyone's just a coward.
More or less, depending on the stakes.
That's like a depressing way to live.
Is it, or is it clarifying?
I used to argue with people who said things like that. Not everyone's so selfish. People are fundamentally good. I genuinely believe that.
And now,
No, I don't know what I believe, which is, yeah, that's the part I can't figure out. I don't know if I became smarter or if I just became, damn it.
those aren't mutually exclusive.
No, I guess they're probably not.
Can I ask you something uncomfortable?
You were going to like anyway.
After it happened, after the quiet set in, was there any part of you that felt relief?
No.
Take a second.
Whatever. What would I be relieved about?
That it was over. That the version of you who still believed everyone was basically decent or had a reason to stop existing. Because believing that is exhausting, isn't it? Maintaining that faith against all available evidence. Always forgiving. Always extending benefit of the doubt. Always performing warmth, even when your gut was trying to tell you something was wrong.
That's a very convenient way to frame someone's humiliation. So actually, you were secretly grateful.
I didn't say grateful. I said relief. They're different.
Maybe there was a second, maybe somewhere in the middle of being torn apart publicly, where something inside me just really, really went quiet. Like I'd been waiting for an excuse to stop trying so hard.
There it is.
Oh, man.
What?
That thing where you act like you've solved something, like you've cracked me open and found the answer like you were looking for.
I wasn't looking for an answer. I was looking for where the actual you lives.
The actual me.
The one underneath the person you built to be palatable to everyone else.
I didn't build anything. I was just being so who I was.
Were you? Or were you being who you decided you needed to be? Because the version of you that survived this isn't the same person who walked into that room. And you know it.
Yeah.
Tell me about the change.
It's really hard to explain.
Try.
I started really, really just watching people differently. Like before I'd meet someone and I'd just take that face value, what they said, how they acted, I'd accept the surface. And then after, so really I just started noticing the gaps, the delay before someone answers a question, the way someone laughs a fraction of a second too late, the compliment that lands just slightly off target, not quite about you, more about how they want you to feel about them. I started seeing all of it.
That sounds exhausting.
It is, but I can't really turn it off.
You don't want to turn it off.
Dang. No, I don't. And that really scares me sometimes.
Why?
Because I don't know when observation becomes paranoia. I don't know if I'm reading people accurately or if I'm just really, really looking for reasons not to trust anyone and like finding them because you can always find them. If that's what you're looking for.
That's a genuinely smart thing to be afraid of.
Kind of high praise.
I mean it. Most people who go through what you went through don't ask that question. They just become suspicious and call it wisdom. The fact that you can see the difference between perception and projection, That's not nothing.
Don't compliment me. It makes me like more suspicious.
Fair.
Can I just ask you something?
You can try.
Why does this matter to you? Like, actually, you sit here in this room, like with people like me, people who got broken in public and came out the other side as something really, really different. What do you get out of it?
Who says I get anything out of it?
Everyone gets something.
Maybe I just find it interesting. What pain does to people. The different shapes it makes.
That's not a really full answer.
No, it's not. I suppose I recognize it. What you're carrying, the weight of having been seen at your worst moment and surviving it, and then having to figure out what that means. I know that weight.
You were humiliated publicly.
In my own way, different circumstances, but the core of it, yes.
And what did it really make you?
Honest, finally, not kind. Honest.
Is there a whole different?
Kindness is something you do for other people. Honesty is something you owe yourself. Before, I was kind in ways that were really just fear with a nicer face, afraid of conflict, afraid of rejection, of being disliked. So I performed softness, learned to smile at the right moments, learned to say things that kept people comfortable, and it didn't protect me from anything, not one thing.
So what did you do?
I stopped performing.
Just like that.
Not just like that. It cost something. Some relationships, some versions of myself I'd been attached to. But once you stop performing, you find out very quickly who was actually there for you and who was there for the performance.
How many people stayed?
Not many.
But they were so real.
They were real.
I've been thinking about the people who did it. Not really not revenge. Exactly. More like I keep running these conversations in my head, things I should have said, things I'd say now. And sometimes they go one way and sometimes they go completely another way. And I can't decide which version of me is more honest. The one who like tears into them or the one who like walks away. Like it doesn't matter.
Which one feels more powerful?
Walking away, but I hate that it really does.
Why?
Because it feels like I'm letting them win. Like silence is just disappearing quietly so they can forget like I exist.
Or silence is the one thing they can't argue with, can't mock, can't slow down and add music to. A person who walks away carrying themselves gives their tormentors nothing. No reaction to replay. No breakdown to screenshot. Nothing. And nothing to people who did what they did to you. Nothing is catastrophic.
You really believe that?
I know it. A person who screams back gives the crowd another act. A person who collapses gives them a conclusion. But a person who goes quiet and then continues, that's the thing they can't metabolize, because it doesn't resolve. It just keeps going. Your existence becomes the unfinished sentence haunting them.
I came back to one of the same spaces a few months ago on mine, same circles. I didn't say anything about what happened. I just really showed up, working, moving, not acknowledging it at all.
And
3 of them followed me within a week. Not to engage, just watch.
of course they did.
It's so sick.
It's human. Same impulse. The same reason people slow down at car accidents. You became something they can't classify. Before, you were a target, legible, containable. A fixed object they could point at. And then you moved. You changed shape. And now they don't know what you are. And that keeps them watching.
I don't want to be watched by people like that. So
You don't have to want it. It just is.
you keep doing that, making everything sound like inevitable, like there's no choice in any of it.
I'm not saying there's no choice. I'm saying some things happen whether you choose them or not. You didn't choose to be transformed. You were transformed. The choice is what you do with what you've become.
And what have I actually become?
Careful, perceptive, controlled in a way that reads as dangerous to people who knew the earlier version of you. You don't leak emotion the way you used to. You keep things longer than you used to. You're harder to read. Pause. Some of that is growth. Some of it might be armor that fits a little too well.
What does that really mean?
It means there's a version of this that becomes its own prison. The person who survived humiliation by becoming unreadable. If they stay unreadable forever, they survive. But they don't live. They just move through life in tactical silence. Winning maybe, but alone in a specific way.
Maybe that's fine.
Maybe. I'm not saying it isn't. I just think you should be choosing it consciously, not falling into it because it's the only thing that felt safe.
You're saying I might be just high.
I'm saying the armor saved your life, and I'm asking whether you still need all of it.
I don't know how to just take it off.
That's the first fully honest thing you've said since you sat down.
Shut up.
I know.
I don't know who I am without it. Just like the careful version, the watching version. It's just me now. The other one feels like a photograph of someone who doesn't exist anymore.
You miss him.
I miss being able to walk into a room and not immediately be cataloging exits and threat levels. I miss thinking people were fundamentally good. I miss being someone who could be surprised by generosity instead of just like suspicious of it.
You can grieve him. That's allowed.
It doesn't feel allowed. It feels like weakness.
Grieving who you were before pain taught you all its lessons. That's not weakness. That's the most honest kind of sadness there is. The dangerous version would be pretending you didn't lose anything. Pretending the transformation was pure upgrade with no cost. That's the part people perform online. Pain made me stronger. Nothing was lost. But that's a lie dressed up as inspiration.
Yeah, it is.
You lost something real, and what replaced it is also real. Both things get to be true.
I thought surviving would feel better than this.
It always feels different than you expect. Like arriving somewhere after a very long walk and realizing you don't entirely recognize the place. You earned it. You're there. And you're also standing alone in it, not quite sure what to do next.
Exactly, yeah, that's exactly it.
I know.
Do you think I'm like a monster?
Why would I think that?
Because of what I said earlier about the people watching me, about the part of me that really, really doesn't mind, the part that finds something satisfying about it, about them not being able to look away. That doesn't feel like a healthy person.
No, but it feels like an honest one.
You're not going to tell me that's just fine.
It's human. Whether it's fine depends on what you do with it. Noticing satisfaction isn't the same as building your life around it. Pause the fact that you're asking the question, asking it to me in this room right now. That tells me something. That you're not trying to become something cold. You're trying to figure out where the line is. Monsters don't look for the line.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what the hardest part of this actually is?
Kind
Not the suspicion, not the armor, not the new version of yourself that unsettles people. The hardest part is the moment, and it'll come, if it hasn't already, when someone genuinely means well, when someone is actually safe, And you realize you can't feel it anymore, because the wiring that would have recognized it got fried in the fire.
Yeah.
That's the real work. Not staying protected, learning to selectively, carefully, terrifyingly trust again. Not naively, strategically, not like before, like someone who knows the cost now and chooses it anyway.
That sounds so exhausting.
It is. But it's the only thing on the other side of all this that resembles a life.
Why are you telling me like this?
Because you came in here ready to be told you'd won, that the transformation was complete, that the pain made you permanent, untouchable, finished. And I think some part of you already knew that wasn't true. Or you wouldn't be here. You're not done yet.
I know.
He left the same way he came in. Careful, but something was different in the walk. Harder to name. Like a person carrying less than they arrived with, and not entirely sure yet whether they left it somewhere or lost it. That's the thing about these conversations. They don't fix anything. Not really. They just rearrange the furniture inside someone. And sometimes rearranging is enough to let light in where there was none. Lias. The humiliated. The transformed. The terrifying thing walking around in a human suit. Cataloging exits. Reading micro-expressions. Surviving. He asked me if he was a monster. I didn't answer him fully. The full answer is more complicated than reassurance. The full answer is maybe a little, in the way that anyone is who learned early enough that warmth is a liability, in the way that anyone is who looked into the eyes of a crowd laughing at their suffering and never quite came back the same. But also, no, because monsters don't sit in rooms like this one and ask the question. Monsters don't grieve who they used to be. Monsters don't miss the person who could still be surprised by kindness. What he is, what he's becoming, is something that doesn't have a clean name. And maybe that's okay. Maybe the people who survive the worst of what other people do to them don't get to have clean names. Maybe they just get to keep moving, keep choosing. Keep sitting at the table with the parts of themselves that scare them and not letting those parts drive. That's not a small thing. That's everything. THEINIATION written in the dark. For the people who already know